Salamat pagi, bakabar. That's like morning, how you doing? First of all, I want to say welcome to my channel. There's so many new people around here, so I feel like I need to reintroduce myself really quick before we get into today. My name is Luke from America. People are always asking me, and I've been living in Bali right now for the last 10 months, and before that, the last 8 years was in Europe, living in France. And yeah, this is just a brief summary of me, and was a 12 years playing as a pro athlete, because I know there's a lot of new people and you have no context. And just to give you guys a little context, now yesterday I made a video talking about how to make a living online in Bali, or how to make money online in Bali, and I got a lot of feedback from you guys. I woke up this morning to a lot of comments, a lot of emails, a lot of messages, to a few of you guys who will be having Zoom conversations later this week and over the weekend. And as I was thinking about that, you know, one thing that, and I'm giving you guys a little bit of advice whenever you are trying to build something, anything, scalability is important. And as you guys know, I still have spots available, probably more towards the end of the weekend for Zoom sessions. 1 hour with me, it's $111. But the scalability is something that's so important. And I only have so many hours in a day, and I really try to make the biggest impact as possible. And I try not to get caught in the activity. So what I'm gonna do is, after this video, I'll put a link down below, or send me an email, and just type in "I'm in" as the subject line and send me an email, but you'll understand in this video. So you guys, so many people are writing me about making a living overseas, how to make money online. So I wanted to really discuss the big difference between making a living while traveling, or making a living in general, and designing a life. So this is huge about making a living overseas or designing a life overseas. And maybe I'll just call it Bali, making a living in Bali or designing a life in Bali. These are two different things. And the reasons, and the reason these two things are different is because there's two different energetic approaches to this. Okay, so when it comes to making a living, we all kind of know what that is. Making a living is you're working for money, so then you can kind of live your life, and it's worked for some people. Some people, like a lot of you probably watching this video, if you're still here, you're just like, yeah, that's not for me anymore, Luke. This has been one of the biggest things that I've heard. And what I'm going to say after this video is that I'm going to host a masterclass for you guys, but that's a little bit later, so if there's something you don't get in this video, don't worry, you're going to have an opportunity. But when it comes to making a living, like, this is just what you do. Like, I'm working so I can have money, so then I can live. Now, when I say design a life, that's totally different. That's totally different, because now, what do you want in your life? Let's start there. So many of us look at a job. What job gives us time to be free? But now I'm saying, well, why do you want to be free? How much time you want to have to be free? This makes you reframe it. And when it comes to designing your life, where do you want to be? These are questions you need to ask. Where do you want to be? How long do you want to be working? So we talked about this yesterday, but I think it's something that's so important, because so many of us, when you're thinking of an online business, and I felt like I need to dive in, break this down a little bit more. When you think of an online business, you're thinking of how can you make money, but you don't think of like what will make you happy, or what makes you fun, what's fun for you. You know, Richard Branson, the number one thing he says before he starts any endeavor, any business endeavor, he asks himself, is this going to be fun? So this is something that's really important to put in consideration, because like here in Bali, you can design an amazing life. And I know so many of you guys, you want to have the amazing life. You're just tired of the 9 to 5. You're tired of working at the same job. Some of you, I've gotten so many messages from you. You know you're about to be laid off soon. Some of you have already been laid off. Some of you have been planning this and putting it off, and now you feel like it's your opportunity to jump. And I think I've congratulated most of you that I've responded to, because that's huge. So now it's time to think like, well, let's design your life right now. Someone in the last video was just like, Luke, you're smart for not putting out your business plan. And it made me really think, like, my business plan for what I'm doing. And I'm like, I don't really have a business plan. I guess I kind of do, but I more have a life plan. And I always want to make sure that business plan is hand in hand with my life plan. And when I say that, we touched on it a little bit yesterday, is that we work so hard to break out of this prison to build ourselves in another prison. But the reason why that happens is because we don't realize that that's what we're doing. So this is why it's so important to design your life. Well, what do you want? How do you want to design your life? Like, start there. Like, we all can start with a business plan, but how do you want to design your life? Like, for me, one of the biggest reasons why I did YouTube was, you know, if you guys don't know, I had like I have a niece. In my mind, she's 4 years old, but in real life, she's like 11. But I just imagine her being like my child. And I imagine a couple years ago thinking like, I want to make sure that I'm there with her all the time. Like, if she's my kid, I missed so much of her life because I was overseas playing basketball, and I missed her growing up. And I was like, well, if that's my kid, I was like, I want them be playing at my feet while I'm editing a video. And I looked at all these other YouTubers and I saw that it was the life that they had that I wanted. It wasn't the job that they had, it was the life that they had. And the job that they had happened to fit with what would give me that life that I wanted. And I loved sharing stories, so it worked out perfect for me. So the one question that I ask is like, instead of sitting down and making a business plan, what if you sat down and made a life plan? How many hours do you want to work? Do you want to be traveling? Do you want to have to be online a lot? Like, I wanted something where I could be anywhere. This was like number one. I wanted something where I could take time off and not have to worry about it. That was number two for me. This is my life plan. This has nothing to do with the business plan, which is what everyone is trying to make this business plan, but it doesn't match their life plan. So then when you're not fulfilled, it's just like, oh man, I don't know why, I'm just not happy. Well, because your life plan is totally opposite of your business plan. Your business plan is making you work 20 hours a day, but your life plan is you want to be free and have time to do what you want to do. So you can understand that there's a lot of, I guess you call it discrepancies when it comes to that. And that's the biggest difference between like making a living and designing a life. And when you come here to Bali, as I've told so many of you guys and I've made so many videos about it, you're going to realize that, I'm not going to lie to you guys, Bali is a paradise. This is the easy way to say it. It's paradise. If you come here and you're focused, it gives you everything that I looked for in a place I found in Bali. But at the same time, it amplifies what's kind of inside you. And you come here and you realize, like, wait a minute, everything that I wanted to go on this discovery trip for myself, Bali embraced it. And I think for me, the greatest thing about Bali is the acceptance. Like I talked about it in another video I think so many of you guys have watched, but it was like, Bali accepts so many people. They accept everyone. They accept you as you are, and they're so friendly. And because of that, you feel comfortable to really expand and grow because they accept you as you are. They're not forcing you to be, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I feel like because we're so used to that in Western society, when we come here, we put all this pressure on ourselves. And why people stay in Bali so many times is because Bali, like, it accepts you. You feel good. Oh, I gotta get out of this sun. You feel good. You feel great. And, you know, I think that it's the worst thing for me when I get messages from people who have been working hard on the business 8, 10, 15, 18 hours a day, and they're not happy. And all of a sudden they've realized they've built this business that really this business owns them. Like, they're not a business owner, their business is the owner. And they're just working and slaving away. And I totally understand there's parts of every kind of business where you have to do that. I did that for a long time, traveling and making videos all the time. But then I realized, that it was about freedom. As I walked away from basketball and of course, when I first started, like, there was just like, first of all, huge drop in salary. But what I realized is that salary wasn't attached to the happiness. Like, I never felt more free than I did when I was in Rome, just sitting outside the Colosseum, where I was traveling through Bulgaria and eating at a 24-hour underground restaurant. And there were so many things in my life, like our housekeeper's here. There were so many things like this in my life where, we kind of correlate like our business success to our happiness and how much money we make to how happy we're going to be. And that's not the case at all. It's not the case at all. And I realized that when I started traveling, because I had this freedom. I had this moment when I just be like, I can just walk and sit on the street and I can hang out with these people that I've met here, and I can stay here for a week or a month, however long I wanted to. I planned to stay 1 week in Ukraine, and I ended up staying a month there because I had that freedom to do it. And that's when I really realized the power of that freedom. And I think so many of you guys out there are looking to break away from your job or where you live or the 9 to 5 because you want that freedom. And the worst thing you can do is to spend all this time and everything trying to escape a prison, and then just to find yourself built into another prison that's hand built by you, with your paintings, with your drawings, with your signatures, and it was designed by you. So this is the thing that's so important. And if there's something I can push on you, I don't say push on you because it's always your choice and there's no right or wrong. There's only ways that work and there's ways that don't work. And I think that instead of sometimes designing the business plan, you design your life plan and then build that business around your life plan so that you can own a business that helps your lifestyle. Like, of course, and the reason why I'm making this video is to inform you of this, but also I know there's so many of you with so many questions, and I only can do so many 1-hour Zoom sessions a day. Like I always try to limit it to 1 or 2, but I wanted to find a way to provide more value for you guys. And the best way that I can think of that is to do a masterclass where I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it in this masterclass. I don't want to make it super difficult, and I know so many of you guys want to do a 1-hour session. If you're in, well, I'll do it in the masterclass. That way it can be scaled. I can explain things to you. I'll really break down the energetics in this masterclass. And at the same time, I will, well, for me, I always think the best part of, and Side Hustle Magic is linked below, the best part of these things is that you have interaction with me. You know, I love making these videos and it's really fun. I love making them and then putting it out there for you, then reading the comments and responding. But there's nothing like when I'm doing this and it's live. And everyone who joins this masterclass, you'll have access to me. That's what the whole main thing of doing a live masterclass is. You all have access to me, and I'll be able to answer all your questions as long as it's so. As I'm going about this, you guys can just drop your questions in. You guys know how the masterclass works. But I found that was one of the best ways to kind of scale what I'm doing. This will probably run about, if I had to say right now, it'll probably run about 2 hours. This masterclass, I'm going to go really in depth. I'm going to break down kind of my business plan and how I did it, but show you more of the energetics, because it's not about what I want. You know, I designed, for me, success is something that's totally different than what success is for you. What happiness is for me is totally different from what happiness is for you. So we're going to really break it down. And, you know, I thought about doing a 2-hour do this over 2 days, but I think it'll just be a 1-day one. I don't have a sales page for it. I don't have a landing page for it. If you're interested, because I know so many of you are really serious about it, and now I love giving my time to people who are serious about it. We're going to break down all that, from designing a life to a business that goes around it to the energetics of it, and really be able to, you guys to be answer all your questions, and you can ask your questions because I'll be there live. So like I say, if you're interested, drop me an email. All you say in the email is I'm in. Send me an email. I'm in. It will be, I didn't even thought about this. It'll be, let's keep, I like good numbers. Let's keep it at $111, the same price you guys have been paying for Zoom calls. We'll keep it at that, but for a masterclass, so it's more scaled and answering everyone's questions. And I feel like that feels right for me. That feels right. If you're interested in that, drop me an email, say I'm in. I'll send you the details, because I don't have a sales page or a landing page or anything, because this is something that really came to me about 2 hours ago. Sorry, they're fixing our pool right now. I'll show you our housekeeper. But one of the things that's so important, I think, is to design your life. And I think as I've talked to you guys, I've actually read through the comments of so many. I haven't been able to read through all of them, but so many things, there's like a lack of direction. This has been the common theme with so many people who have reached out to me. Maybe you're like, yeah, Luke, yeah, that's me, Luke. I know my direction, and that's okay. I came here with none. I've changed direction many times, and that's okay. But if you don't take action, then you never can change direction. So this is why I really want to go through. I mean, there's enough value here that can really help you out, but I want to take people who are always serious. Now I love helping people who are serious about it, because I know that they're willing to do the work to get what they want. And, you know, when the biggest mistake, and as I said, is people just designing a business and forgetting about the life that they want. You forget about I want to have that freedom. And it's different for you. This is why we'll talk about this in the masterclass. But freedom, when I was traveling Europe, for example, was out partying and meeting people and having fun. But party when I went back to the States and at home was on the ground playing Barbies with my niece, when that was fun. Sitting at home and watching a movie is fun. And you need to understand and anticipate that ahead. You know, 2020 has been such a year of reaction. It's been a year of reaction, and some people, you understand the reactions aren't great, so you respond. And that's been great. Responding is great. Response to what happens is great. But the top of it all is anticipation. If you can anticipate what's going to happen before it happens, you can be ready and you don't have to react. As a pro athlete, we talk so much. Our housekeeper's here. When it comes to being a when an athlete, any kind of athlete, it's great to be able to react. Reaction is okay. Response is even better. But if you can anticipate where the defender's going to go, it takes it takes so much energy and allows you to be so much more free by anticipating it. So if you can anticipate when you come here, what are you gonna want, which is what we'll go through. We'll go through the energetics of all that. And literally right here, this is not even a sell for the masterclass, this is literally a video for you, is if you can anticipate what it's gonna be like, then you can really start to shift and make your, this just seems to be the coolest place, like coolest place, it's so hot outside. If you can anticipate when you come here and when you have that freedom, then you can really set things up beforehand, you know, because one of the things that I don't hear it so much anymore, which is good because I've kind of changed my vibe so the people that I attract are different. But one of the things that people always say is, you know, I just want to leave this 9 to 5. I want to leave my country. I just want to come there and be on a beach in Bali. And that's great. You're reacting to a situation and your response is, I'm going to go to the beach in Bali. But anticipation is like, when I get to Bali and I get to that beach, it's going to be super hot. And I'm going to be at the beach for maybe an hour or two. Then I'm going to want to go inside. Where am I going to go inside? Do I want to have a villa? Do I want to have this? Do I want to be working inside? Do I need to? This is anticipation. Because then when you're there, you're building something that is going to house you and your business, I mean, in that life design, you've anticipated that for ahead. So anticipation is power. And yeah, on that note, it's just a reminder for you guys to really, instead of so much on thinking on the business design and the business strategy, is more on the life strategy and the life design. What kind of, like, some questions you guys can literally write down right now is like, what kind of life do I want? What am I doing? Why do I want to escape the 9 to 5? What am I not getting here? And you might write things down. I work long hours. I commute a lot. I don't get to see the sun because I'm inside all day. These can be real things. And what happens is you get so excited to just leave there that you start to build a business where you don't get to see the sun. You're working long hours. And you're just like, wait, I'm building the exact same prison, but this one that I'm building and I'm leaving is the one that I built myself. So this is just one thing I want to leave with you guys. I guess this could be a part 2 of yesterday's video, but don't forget your life design. Like, design the life you want. It's not working for a living or making a living to work or whatever people say. It's design the life you want. And then you can fit the business model or any of that, because I mean, my business model is very scattered and changes and all that kind of stuff. And I adapt and change and shift and all that, but it's all revolving around the design of the life that I want. And this is one of the most important factors. So I hope this video helped you guys out. It was just something I felt, it wasn't even gonna be the video I made today. And by the way, if you guys have a suggestion for tomorrow's video, drop it down below. I've got a few suggestions. I'm holding out to see which one I'm more feeling that day. But this is the one thing that was on my heart, is that, like, don't get so busy making a living and decide how you're gonna make a living that you could design how do you wanna live your life? How do you wanna design your life? And on that note, it is hot. I'm going in the AC. I want to thank you guys for being here. If you're in that if you're interested in this masterclass I'm gonna hold, it's probably gonna be held on next week on Monday. Let's just say that. But send me an email, say I'm in. I'll send you all the details, and I'll be excited to see you there. And if not, I hope this video helped you out. If you guys have only watched one of my videos and it's the only one you've watched, I hope this helps you out, because it's so important designing that life how you want and really envisioning that and then building something around that, because then you'll be so happy. You'll be happy because you have the life you want and you're doing something that allows you to have that life you want. And then when you have it, you can do more and you're in the right cycle. You know, instead of doing the dichotomy, which is doing what you hate, so you can then do what you love. And that's all. Little simple day. It's a quiet, chill, relaxed day here in the Creation Station. Happy to share this video with you. Thank you so much to everyone who's around here. You guys who are reaching out to me, sending me emails. I'm trying to get back to everyone. It's been a huge influx the last few days. I love it, but it just takes a little bit more time to get back to you. So thank you so much for being here. Design the life you want. Think about that, because most of the time you're not taught that. You're taught what life you're going to step into, and that's what you're going to do. But if you had to design your own life, what would you be? What would you do? How much time would you have free? Where would you be living? How would you be living? These are questions that are really important to ask yourself. And just wanted to share this with you. Hope this video helped you out. And leave your suggestions for the next video down in the description below. And I'll pick one of you guys, or in the comment below, and I'll pick one of you guys, and I'll make a video about that probably tomorrow. If I don't choose one of these 6 or 7 videos I already have that I have to make. So thank you again. I'll speak to everyone later. Have a great day. Don't be so hard on yourself if you didn't know this stuff. It takes time. I failed a lot to be able to tell you all this, and I failed a lot to be able to teach you this. So it's my pleasure. It's great hearing from you, your comments, your messages, your emails, and I'll speak to you guys later from a hot day in Bali. And in the meantime, everyone, always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.